Criminals and suspected gang members aren't the only immigrants being transported to Guantánamo Bay ahead of their planned deportation. According to both internal government documents and U.S. officials, the Trump administration is also sending nonviolent detainees who do not have serious criminal records, or in some cases, any criminal records at all. The Department of Homeland Security confirmed this information after it was exclusively reported by CBS News. And the guy who broke that story, Camilo Montoya-Galvez, joins us now. Camilo, what other details can you tell us exactly about these so-called low-risk detainees and how they're ending up at Guantánamo Bay?
Well, look, Ed, the Trump administration so far has transported about 100 Venezuelan migrant detainees to Guantánamo Bay, which, of course, President Trump has instructed officials to essentially convert into a massive detention center to hold people awaiting deportation, in this case to Venezuela. We know that the Trump administration recently brokered an agreement to have Venezuela send its own planes to the U.S. to pick up its nationals and to send them back to Venezuela. But so far, there has been no arrangement announced that would allow Venezuela to transport its nationals from Guantánamo Bay back to Venezuela. So it's really unclear when these detainees will be released and deported to Venezuela. What is really important to note from our reporting, Ed, is that despite the administration's messaging that this would be a facility used to detain the worst and the worst, and I quote, we also know now, as you mentioned, that the administration has also been sending migrants who are deemed to pose a low risk. What does that mean? Well, these are migrants who are in the U.S. illegally, yes, and are facing deportation, but otherwise do not have any serious criminal records, and they are being transported to Cuba alongside migrants who do have criminal records and suspected gang members, but they are being housed separately in distinct areas in that naval base in Guantanamo, Ed.
Can you remind us how many migrants total are being held there right now, and what's the ultimate end goal? How many do they want to put there?
So right now, there are about 100 Venezuelan migrants held at Guantanamo Bay. The administration has been sending a daily flight from the Texas border to Guantanamo Bay, each carrying about 15 detainees, and so about a dozen each day. That number could increase in the coming days, we are told, and the president's objective ultimately, he has said, is to house up to 30,000 immigrant detainees at this facility, which of course, Ed, would be a massive expansion of immigration detention at a time when ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, is currently over capacity and having to release some people it is arresting, Ed, because it doesn't have the physical space to actually hold people who are arrested and awaiting deportation.
And why just migrants from Venezuela again?
Well, because Venezuela right now is not accepting American deportation flights.
Right.
And Venezuelans,
Okay.
as you know, made up a big portion of the unprecedented influx in migration at the U.S.-Mexico border under the Biden administration, and they had to release hundreds of thousands of Venezuelans because of the fact that their home country would not take them back. Now, the Trump administration, in trying to achieve its mass deportation goals, is trying to remove Venezuelans, but it's running into the same diplomatic challenge that the Biden administration ran into, Ed, and that is that Venezuela still is not accepting deportees. We know that Venezuela earlier this week did again send 2 planes to El Paso to pick up about 200 Venezuelan nationals and then transported them back to Caracas. But we have heard no plans of them doing the same thing for people in Guantanamo Bay.
Got it. All right. Camilo Montoya-Galvez, we call him Scoop, and he proved again why today. Thank you, sir. We appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Ed.